Tomorrow is September 11th, 20 years since 4 commercial planes were hijacked and nearly 3,000 people were killed. It's an especially painful anniversary for entrepreneur and Ogunquit Inn owner Donato Tramuto and his partner, Jeff Porter.
Tramuto had a ticket for United Airlines Flight 175. That's the second plane that crashed into the World Trade Center towers. He changed his travel plans because of a toothache, but 2 of his best friends and their child were on the flight. The overwhelming sense of grief he was left with changed his life and set a new course for a journey for hundreds of others in his path.
Yeah, I probably would give everything I have to not have this conversation because, for both of us, that was a very painful day. And it really started that weekend. We had invited our friends. At that time, I had started my first company in Los Angeles. And I was taking that flight every Tuesday, faithfully. I would come back Friday and stay the weekend with Jeff. And then I wouldn't go out on Monday because it shortened the weekend, and I would go out on Tuesday. And our friends happened to be here in Ogunquit 3 weeks before that weekend. But they were only here for a few hours, and I looked at them and said, this isn't fair, you have to come back. And we chose the weekend of September 8th. And we had a wonderful dinner party at our home, and if you recall, it was just an awesome New England weekend. And I don't know why I did this, but I raised our glasses that night and I said, let's toast to a wonderful evening. It will never get better than this. And little did I know it never has.
The morning of September 11th, Donato Tramuto and his partner Jeff Porter said their goodbyes to their friends Ron and Dan and their son David. The 3 boarded a flight that Donato was supposed to be on, but with a toothache that morning, he changed his plans.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
That looks like a second plane.
I didn't see a plane go in. That just exploded.
We just saw another plane coming in from the side.
You did. That was out of
Yes, and that's the second explosion. You could see the plane come in just from the right-hand side of the screen.
I learned through United Airlines, they wouldn't tell me, and I said, just tell me, were they in the red carpet room?
Through their grief, Donato and Jeff began the Tramuto Foundation. Its mission was simple: to support those looking to make positive change in the world. It was the most meaningful way the 2 thought they could try to honor their friends.
Here you had David, I played with that little boy, hours before he lost his life. He was just an amazing young kid, full of life. And so we wanted to help children with disabilities. I had lost my hearing at age 8 and for 10 years had limited to no hearing. And so I wanted to tie in, the focus on children, to remember little David, with something that would be unique as well.
20 years later, the foundation has helped nearly 75 Maine students through scholarships and mentorship programs.
The students that we've helped, many of them have overcome life challenges, and you would think that would be something that would deter them or make them angry. And for the most part, the people that we've helped, they wouldn't be who they are without those stories. So it's not like they regret anything they've been through, but it's something that's made them who they are.
Just a few years ago, another shift for the Tramuto Foundation, which then began supporting organizations all around the world, including 2 in Maine.
And we've helped out more than 100 organizations. We have funded through a 7-figure grant. We have funded the Robert F. Kennedy Workplace Dignity Program. 60 million Americans have been bullied in the workforce. And we have been the first now to step up and launch a program to help employers understand that 2/3 of those who have been bullied are women. And here in the state of Maine at St. Joseph's, we've launched the Integrative Aging Program, where we are funding this opportunity to bring young kids and older people together. Here in Ogunquit, we launched last year the Ogunquit Playhouse Human Rights Program. Globally, we've reduced infant and maternal mortality in a small village in Lawala.
While September 11th, 2001 is still a difficult anniversary for Donato and Jeff, it's also the start of a major movement through their foundation. 20 years of making positive change for many students who know that day only through photos.
When I came back on September 14th, remember the airspace had been shut down, and I now was in LA, and I wanted to just get back, and I couldn't. But when I arrived in Boston, United Airlines knew I was on the flight coming back, and they had more than 100 people there to greet me. And what struck me, nobody cared whether I was Republican or Democrat. Nobody cared whether I was white or black. There was so much compassion then. And you were there. The way they embraced me was something I will never forget, and it really did help me to heal. Perhaps maybe that's the message we all can take. How do we get compassion back in the same way that we had it the hours, the days, the months, and the few years after 9/11, 2001?
Donato Tramuto is releasing his second book about compassionate leadership called The Double Bottom Line. St. Joseph's College has told him it will require every incoming freshman to read it, and the school will be creating a course around compassion.
The Tramuto Foundation 20th Anniversary Gala is tomorrow night, and you can join virtually. You'll find a link in the 207 section of our website and News Center Main app.